As you know, this is the moon, and it's extremely special. It lights up almost every night and makes the night more peaceful. We are always fascinated by the moon, we always look at it, but we really don't know how important it is. The tides, the climate change, and adjusting Earth's axis is one of the many things the moon does. It is because of the moon that the Earth stays at a certain tilt that creates different seasons, and if the moon wasn't there, the Earth would go all over the place and have no true balance. In this video, we want to see what would happen if we replace the moon with other planets of the solar system. And obviously, this is all for fun and not truly scientific. Just like we said, one of the many important things the moon does is keep the Earth's tilt at a certain area. And this is one of the most important things that keeps a stable climate for planet Earth. And if the moon is gone, you really can't say the North Pole is gonna be cold always. Or maybe the Middle East is gonna be ice cold now. So it basically messes up everything on Earth. So let's get back to the original situation we wanted to explain to you guys. Replace the Earth with each planet of the solar system. We're gonna go one by one, but let's talk about one that hasn't been in the solar system for about 15 years now. The last planet, which was removed in 2006, called Pluto, which is now a dwarf. We first are going to talk about Pluto replacing the moon. The sizes of Pluto and the moon are actually very similar, but Pluto is a teeny bit smaller. And because it's smaller, it also has a lower gravitational pull. So even though it has replaced the moon and it's similar, but it's still not going to keep Earth at its true axis, and it's going to wobble a lot more. Pluto counteracts a little bit of it, but the Earth is still gonna be a terrible show. There's gonna be tsunamis everywhere. There are storms everywhere, and you have tornadoes that lift off semi-trucks. There are floods, don't even get started on snow, and many more. But let's get back to the beginning of the solar system and start from the very first planet, Mercury. The cool thing is that Mercury looks very similar to our moon, but it's 1.5 times bigger. And that also means its gravitational pull is greater. But with all that combined, it could keep a balanced Earth and it could stay at its axis. But because it has a greater gravitational pull, the tides are going to be much more violent, so more ups and downs. Either way, if you replace Mercury with the moon, that's probably gonna be the best planet of the solar system to replace it with, because everything after this is gonna turn Earth into a hellhole. So let's go to the next planet. Planet Venus. First of all, Venus is much brighter than any other planet, so it's gonna remove the night sky. And the reason for that is the surface of it reflects 60% of the sun's rays. So basically at night when you see Venus, it's gonna light up the sky like the sun itself. But this is the least of our worries, because Venus is 3.5 times the size of the moon, and it's very similar in size to planet Earth itself. And that means it's not going to be a moon of the Earth anymore. They are going to start revolving around each other. Scientists and astrophysicists believe when two planets lock into each other like this with this type of orbit, they are eventually going to crash into each other. So that's what's gonna happen with Earth and Venus. Basically, if you replace Venus with Earth, you can say goodbye to life on Earth. Venus is very dangerous and we can't deal with it. So let's go to the next planet after Earth. Mars. A planet that is much smaller than Earth, and it only has 38% of Earth's gravity. So if it's replaced with the moon, it has to listen to planet Earth now because it's much weaker. And it will have to revolve around planet Earth. The worst thing Mars is gonna do to planet Earth is that it's going to ruin ocean currents all over the planet, and it's going to cause tsunamis. If tsunamis are not present, there's gonna be ginormous waves. We don't want Mars either, so let's go to the next beautiful planet after Earth, Saturn. When Saturn replaces the moon in the night sky, it's going to be extremely beautiful, but there won't be anybody to see it. Because much before this planet replaced this area, it has already ruined the entire ecosystem and life on Earth. So the Saturn has replaced the moon's spot, but that's not gonna make it revolve around Earth. Saturn is too powerful for that. Now the Earth is the slave of this planet. And it has to revolve around it. So our planet basically becomes another one of Saturn's moons. Saturn's gravitational pull is so powerful that it keeps moving the planet up and down. And that means the interior of it is always being stretched. And when you stretch it this much, it causes a lot of heat, causing the planet itself to heat up. So the planet is going to be a hell. This is just Saturn. I'm terrified to see what would happen if we'd replace the moon with Jupiter, the biggest planet of the solar system. If Jupiter replaces the moon, it's going to be 41 times larger. And that means you're gonna see more Jupiter than the sky. But just like Saturn, there's not gonna be anybody to see it. Everybody's gonna be dead. So the Earth is just gonna turn into another one of Jupiter's moons. And it's going to be violated on the daily. The gravitational pull of Jupiter is so great that it stretches the planet so hard that it turns into an oval. Stretching a planet this much that it turns into an oval is not simple. It basically stretches the interior of it. And that means the surface of this planet, it's only gonna be molten lava. And Earth is gonna be just like 4 billion years ago, a burning piece of rock. So is it over? No, there's 2 more planets, Uranus and Neptune. It's interesting to note the name of these 2 planets were set much later than the other planets of the solar system because a lot of astrophysicists and astronomers didn't even know their existence. These 2 are very similar in size, and their gravity is very similar as well. When you replace the moon with them, they're going to be around 15 times larger than the moon. It's going to be beautiful in the night sky, but there won't be any life on Earth to see the beauty. These 2, just like the other gas giants, are gonna push and pull on planet Earth and turn it into a lava pit hellhole. And once again, planet Earth has turned into the moon of these gas giants. Uranus and Neptune are not as powerful to turn the planet into an oval, but they're gonna completely change the tectonic plates and move the continents around with the oceans. It seems like we have to keep the original moon, because anything we replace it with, it's gonna completely ruin our lives. So we have to tell all these 8 planets of the solar system, we wouldn't trade 100 of you for one of these. Not even a million years, but it took billions of years for this situation to be set up and life on Earth to be created. And it's not as simple as just trading spots with the moon. It's pretty similar to Earth's climate. If you mess with it, it's extremely hard to bring it back.